Hey guys, Kenny Cannon here. I want to do a short video for you. How to get anything that you want. Seriously. I go through probably three times a year, 3 or 4 times a year, where I reset myself, right? I write down what I want and how I'm going to get there and all that kind of stuff. And for most people, unfortunately, number one, they don't do that. And number two, if they do, they don't follow through and they give up after like a day or two. So I want to go through my process on how I do it, and maybe you can use it in your business, in your life, or whatever you're going through now. All right, so number one, I actually have it written down right here for you. I'm going to go through it with you. I know you're not going to be able to see it, but I'll go through it with you anyway. Number one, the first thing that you must do is know where you're going. Okay? So for me, it's 100,000 plus platform. That's what I want, right? Whether it's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, combination of everything put together, doesn't matter. I want to have 100,000 people in my circle, right? Whatever that may be. So step number 2, why do I want that, right? That's step number 2. Now for me, I listened when I was younger. I listened to people like Tony Robbins and Jim Rohn and people like that, and not that they're bad people, but just for me, the positive stuff doesn't work for me. I don't know why. It just doesn't. So for a very, very long time, I was doing what they taught, and it works for a lot of people. I was doing what they taught, and I had the vision board, and it was like, you know, the $50 million home and the nice cars and everything else. And that wasn't keeping me up at night. It wasn't getting me up early. It just wasn't doing it. That's not my thing, right? So for me, my motivation is extremely negative. Now don't take it the wrong way. It is what it is. And to be honest with you, regardless of what your motivation is, as long as it pushes you forward, who cares, right? It doesn't matter. It's not for me to judge. It's not for anyone else to judge. Whatever is in your book is yours. So it doesn't matter what it really says, right? But for me, it's things like, why do I want 100,000 plus platform? Well, because success is the best revenge, right? And it'll make everyone jealous. For me, that's what does it. For you, it might be something different. But for me, it's got to be that stuff, because that is what keeps me up at night. That is what gets me up early in the morning. I want other people to say, wow, look at that guy. What the hell is he doing? He's awesome. That's amazing, right? After you have your why, so number 1 is what it is. Number 2 is the why, right? Number 3 for me is listing out all of the things that I have to do in order to get to that point at the top, right? So 100,000 plus platform. What do I got to do? Attack social media. That's number 1. Interviews on YouTube and podcasts. Publish a Kindle book. Guest posts on blogs. Get on radio and TV. Blog weekly for a major news site. Get featured in a major news magazine. How do I do all those things? Step number 4. I don't care. It doesn't matter how I do them, as long as I try to do them as best I possibly can, right? So YouTube, the lighting in this room sucks. I don't have one of those clip-on microphones with the freaking pack on my side and rocket ships flying behind my head. So what? I have a camera, and I have a tripod, and I have a voice box, and I have hands and eyes and everything else. So I can do YouTube, right? Podcast. How do I do a podcast? I have no idea, but I have a microphone, right? And I have a computer. So what I do is I just do whatever the hell I got to do just to go. Okay, that's it. And then you figure all the other stuff out later on. It was the CEO of LinkedIn, I believe, who said, I don't know the exact quote, but it was something like this. Your first release of a product or service or whatever, if you're not embarrassed by it, you're too late. And that's really, really powerful, because basically what he's saying is just get out there and do something, right? It's not going to be perfect every time. Don't spend 6 months trying to find the best theme on WordPress. Don't spend 6 days or 6 weeks trying to develop the perfect header graphic or whatever. Just do it. Just get it up. Do something and then fix it later on. So for podcasting, how do I do that? I have no idea, right? But I have a microphone and I can talk and I have a lot to say and I can teach a lot of people a lot of good things. So there's resources out there that I can use. For me, I'm going to go the easy route because I have the money to spend, so I'm going to buy a program by someone who's very good at podcasting. I don't want to mention any names yet because I'm not in it yet. But I'm going to buy a program, spend a lot of money on it, and be like mentored by someone who is very good at podcasting. But for other people, maybe it's just YouTube videos. They're out there. You can get them, right? There's plenty of YouTube videos on how to set up a podcast, how to do an RSS feed. Pat Flynn on Smart Passive Income has a great tutorial on how to do it. That's probably all you need. You could just go there and do that, and you'll have your podcast done. YouTube videos, there's plenty. Right now I'm recording this on an iPhone 4 because I don't upgrade. That's just stupid. I don't want to redo my contract and get locked in again. iPhone 4 on a tripod that was like $5, and I'm just talking, right? So just do it. It's not perfect, but it is what it is. So step number 1, where do you want to go? Step number 2, why do you want to go there? Step number 3, the steps you have to take to get there. And step number 4, who gives a crap about the steps? Just start doing them. Don't worry about the technical stuff and, you know, all the other stuff and making it perfect. Just get out there and start doing it. Because at the end of the day, guys, if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. The end of the day, execution is what wins. That's the only thing that matters. The Snuggie is the best example in the world because that thing is a bathrobe without a belt flipped around backwards. That's it. Those people just executed like nobody else. It's the same reason why I'm at where I'm at. It's not because I have any special skill or anything else. It's because when I'm sitting next to someone, they're dialing the phone 100 times, I'm dialing 1,000. Someone sends out 15, 20 emails, I send out 10,000. Right? Somebody, whatever it is, right? I'm always out executing everybody else. That's what I always try to do anyway. So you're on this YouTube channel right now, this YouTube video, you're going to start seeing me putting up videos all the time, daily, right? Maybe a couple times a day. Maybe it's just a short 1-minute video of me saying one quick thought and just going off, right? But I am going to attack YouTube because it's a free resource and it's going to work towards the 100,000 platform that I want to get to, right? I'm going to attack Twitter. If you're following me on Twitter at Kenny Cannon, you'll see that I'm going to be posting 3, 4, 5 times a day. Why? Because the more you get out there, the more you're going to get. The posts are not going to be perfect. They're not, right? I don't know how to do it perfectly. The background of my Twitter thing is not going to be perfect today, tomorrow. It may be 6 months from now, but not now, because I don't know how to do any of that stuff, and I'm not worried about that. Right now, all I'm focused on is executing, and that's the only thing you should be focused on as well. People are so focused on perfection that they never ship their products out, and that's a big, big mistake. Just start executing, and if you do that and you out-execute everybody else, you will win every time. So a quick wrap-up. Number 1, where you want to go. Number 2, why you want to go there. Number 3, the steps. Number 4, execute like nobody else. If you do those things, you will win every single time.